Okay, we're about to get started here in a second, but first, as usual, we gotta update. There we go. I only saw one today. From someone I haven't seen before, so that's interesting. Every once in a while, I get these reactions. Like I said, through recommended, and I don't actively look for them, but I do get them from recommended and recently history kind of recommended videos and stuff like that. That's usually where I get all these reactions from. But I was trying so hard not to laugh really, really loud just earlier before I started the stream because I was like, oh my god. It was just so funny that I was like, oh, I gotta stream now. It's gotta be something I gotta share. So I was just scrolling the my YouTube recommended, and I got a video on whoa, my stuff is jumping everywhere. Hold on. Nope, that's back up. Okay, why did it jump so quickly? Anyway, I was strolling around my recommended videos on my homepage, and I happened to click on a Frogan video, which is not Usually a lot of my videos are like essay videos or like breakdown analysis videos and stuff like that that usually concentrate on like content creators and stuff like that. And I clicked on it just real quick just to see what it was like, see what the first sentences were before I continued deciding whether or not I was going to watch the video. And of course it's like a roasting video and like pointing out the controversies about Frogan. And usually when it comes to videos like this, I'll listen to like the first few minutes or first few seconds, and then I'll just immediately go to the comments to see what people say. And one of the comments in there was was saying, "Okay, Frogan needs to be taken to court and tried as a group." Another comment was like, "Pizza the Hut out here trying to get a RICO charge and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh no!" It's like such grilling and like fucking bullet. I just fucking strays being thrown at Frogan for, well, just such wonderful comments. I love the comments sometimes. They make some videos even better. Anyway, other than that, today's Friday, which means I got to watch the Trash Taste episode that released earlier today, 1 o'clock. Usually every Friday, 2 o'clock some days, and usually I'll get a Trash Taste video right away. And I decided to watch it today. Oh my god, I got like such good recommendations for movies, thanks to Chris Broad, because he's like a kind of like he went to film school, so he's got like a lot of kind of like really good recommendations of movies. Some I haven't seen in like a long time, and some I haven't even heard of. And I honestly, hey, what are you doing? It makes me want to watch these movies. So yeah, we got a full video of 3x3s on different subjects. Of course, Malin with her food takes are always wild. Got a game 3x3 by Pete. Had a what is it? 2 anime 3x3s by John, Eye Patch Wolf, and who's the other one? Oh, Pro ZD. It's great. Getting off of your yapping for a bit, I remember why I hit the Tears of the Kingdom Master Sword. Why you hit the Master Sword? What? Contact Marcel. Marcel's back at a... Hate the Master Sword. Because it breaks constantly, doesn't it? Like, it only lasts for a little while, then it breaks, and then it comes back. No, he's in town. I'm just glad that I got Breath of the Wild Master Sword with the minimum amount of hearts. 12 hearts I did it with, when you're supposed to have at least 13. I could be wrong. I know I was like 1 heart under when you were supposed to get the Master Sword. That's the only thing I remember. And it's absolutely hilarious. Marcella.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him. Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
The base damage when you get the damn thing is still 30 damage. Well, I kind of... I mean, it's not the worst thing in the entire world. But it is very inconvenient. Because, wait. Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the entire world, but it's not really that great as well. It's like one of those mid-tier weapons that you kind of can use most of the time, and it at least comes back. So in case you run out of like materials and stuff like that, it's actually pretty useful to have around. But other than that, it's like not that useful. Boosted by 10, or if you could like power it up a little bit more in some way, shape, or form. I mean, you can combine it with stuff. That usually does okay.
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
And that one is unbreakable, yeah. At least if you got it like some kind of a charging mechanism, like taking it to the shrines and stuff like that, it just boosted it slightly. Like if you have 2 of the blessings, or 3 of the blessings, or 4 of the blessings, these get a little bit of a power boost, and it stays around a little bit longer. That'd be great. Even if it's only like 10 damage, but it lasts longer, that would be great.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
I mean, even if it went to like 12, like if you had like 12 levels of upgrades where it can stay around a lot longer and actually does a little bit more damage over that time period, like with each upgrade it does 2 more damage, and with each kind of shrine blessings it gets a little bit longer health usage. Until maximizing it is actually worth a little bit more time. Like the effort and reward that you put into it is actually paid back in kind of equal. That is a definitely worthwhile weapon. Any weapon that you can take from the beginning and like actually build up from the beginning is actually a lot stronger in the end. I think that's great.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
I mean, it'd be like how like FromSoft does Dark Souls and stuff like that. Like you take a weapon that you choose and you build it up, and you can make it stronger and stronger and stronger, and depending on how you want to build it. I think that adding like some type of like the weapon upgrades to the, well, even if it's just the Master Sword, that would be great and worthwhile. Especially if you could tie it story-wise.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
I mean, what if you tied it to like the shrines and stuff like that? And the more shrines you do, and like there's a certain amount of shrines you have to do before the sword actually upgrades. See, then it would make it worthwhile actually doing the shrines. Especially if you wanted to make it last longer and have more damage with it.
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Oh, he just outed himself.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more, see if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Hell, the damage was double in Breath of the Wild when you completed the DLC and then it went back to 30. Makes no sense. Yeah.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
You know what still sometimes pops up on my YouTube recommended? Are trick shots from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And then wild builds. Usually I'll get like wild builds from Tears of the Kingdom, and then I'll just get trick shots from Breath of the Wild. Of them taking down the three-eyed dragon and stuff like that. The last Tears of the Kingdom short that I got, they built custom Beyblades. This guy built a Beyblade launcher. Okay, where's Navia? Let me see your wares, ware user. They got Fanta. Galabras beans. Fermented juice. And it was greedy as hell, yeah. But they have a right to be sometimes. I mean, freaking Nintendo Switch 2 is already sold out. And that's fucked. I am mad, but it's also like, but they have a point.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Yeah, none of them really stood out as a suspect.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start?
Jacques' motive.
Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
I wouldn't have fired a shot
And
at
why is
all.
that?
Could he guarantee his family's safety after killing Callus?
Oh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his
Oh, you mean
boss.
you mean the scalpers? Yeah, that's a real thing. Especially with Japan stuff. Scalpers are notorious for doing shit like that. I mean, it's more about like Japanese products and Japanese tickets and stuff like that scalpers get really dirty with. I mean, you can kind of say it's like happening a little bit here, but it's mainly with just concert tickets.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father.
Seems the third person was the one who derailed everything.
Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
They did the same thing when the PS5 came out. Yeah.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Marcel.
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Maybe it was someone else. It wouldn't be Florent or Thierry. I mean, even if Thierry was someone that he could control mechs, he proven that he can't do that. Florent has no reason, I don't think.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques.
I definitely don't think it's Florent. But I think we were just gonna have to click through before something actually unlocks.
But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
Yeah,
So
it's just to
you're
click
saying
through.
He's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly.
Maybe it was someone else.
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah, I definitely think it's Marcel. He has the most reason for doing not the most reason for doing so, but has the most ability to be able to afford so.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory.
And his name would be on the list as
If
well.
the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Who could it be?
I think.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well.
So Nintendo doesn't care if someone has more than retail price as long as they get that money. Well, the thing is, they actually kind of care. Because if you think about like, they're trying to crack down on scalpers in certain areas by providing like proof of purchase ID and stuff like that, in order to like try and cut down on scalping. So they have been trying to find ways to be able to do it. It's just so widely done that it's hard to like crack down specifically on scalping. It's very hard to be able to like do like a fair deal when it comes to scalping. It's not Nintendo's fault, it's the general public fault. Scalpers are fucking assholes. I mean, they buy the product for fair price and then upsell it. Oh, a fair way, huh? Somebody glitched the system.
The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
He is someone who is very close to you, after all.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
The synth production base.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wait, what? It was fun to use, but thanks to Nintendo, games are getting more expensive. I think this might be a retaliation with the tariffs in some way, shape, or form. Because they're going to have to upsell in order to make back the same amount of money they would normally make. And I think it's kind of what they're gonna have to do. But generally overall, I think they believe they earned it. So I think they're just gonna try and lay groundwork for new. I mean, if you think about the consistency of their games. Oh, this was before that there? Probably. But if you think about the consistency of a lot of their games and their success involving the whole gaming industry recently, I think they have a reason for doing so. Because if you can get something like hey, off the keyboard. If we can get Assassin's Creed Shadows at $60 and then can get upsold, we definitely know that Nintendo makes great games that are fun and are worth the time and money. I think they'd be willing to be able to upsell it a little bit more and give you a time you're actually willing to pay for.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I mean, think about something like Marvel Rivals. It's free, but it gets a lot of money out of it for being more gamer friendly than any other game like Overwatch and stuff like that. Even though Overwatch 2 is like free, and only recently has Overwatch started to pick up by allowing a lot of more freedoms in what the players get in choices and stuff like that. But I think the fact that Nintendo doesn't have like a lot of like negative failures when it comes to video games in general, mainly like on like consoles and like gimmicks and stuff that they try, Nintendo's just a company of greed at this point. I mean, they have a reason to be so. They're the longest surviving game company that still makes great games consistently. It is greedy, but they have a reason for it. I mean, if you think about all the other game companies and software and everything else, they probably hold the highest positive reviews of most games by far. Think about a lot of the titles that they have: Paper Mario, Luigi Mansion 3, Luigi Mansion 2. I like how you're defending them because they actually have put out some really good games. Think about Mario Odyssey. Think about them getting their emulators on their Switch situations getting fixed and updated and stuff like that. The fact that they cross over with Steam now and allow people to download Steam games that they can play on the Switch. Mario Kart, probably a very successful franchise. Super Smash Brothers, still going harder than any other games out there. And now they're trying to, like, I mean, think about Kirby. The new Kirby game I hear is actually pretty good. I have never played Kirby, and I hear that it's good. If there's somebody I'm gonna defend, it's probably gonna be Nintendo when it comes to game companies. And Kojima.
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Child.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Okay, what is he being charged with?
He's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
That is wildly absurd.
How? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
What did you say? I got distracted? I'm not repeating it.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
Simple man. It is a very distracting video.
Huh?
Let's split up.
Split up? What do you mean?
You can go to Ernisa while I go investigate that place.
Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Leave it to me.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Oh, earlier today, before I continue, there was a video by some creator I've never heard of, simply because it just popped into my YouTube recommended, on Yakuza. I have never seen this creator before, but I decided to watch it just to get like a general sense of what they were going for. And they went to play the first Yakuza, not Yakuza Kiwami, not Yakuza 0, the first Yakuza ever released. And they emulated it. And so I got to hear the Mark Hamill Majima and the freaking English voice actor for Kiryu Kazuma, and I'm like, no, they can't ruin my boy like this. Not Kazuma. Anyway,
Mademoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
and that's a different distraction at the second party of that. What? And then there's a different distraction at the second part of that video. Okay. I'll look at it later.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
I think I'm not going to start Yakuza 3 until I finish Harry Potter or Hogwarts Legacy. I feel like I'm very close. Probably. Probably not. Or I might just start it randomly. I don't know. I haven't decided. Because I do have Final Fantasy Rebirth to get started soon.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then!
This person is none other than Marcel. He who controls the flow of money controls the information. Magoo. Magoo to get. Magoo to get. He's currently sitting in a box. Although now we are set up for Irenaeus, we should also get going. Okay.
Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Very much more important than watching you. Okay, fair enough. Ooh. Xenochromatic. Huh? What is xenochromatic? Ah, is it this thing? No, that's just a treasure chest. Huh. Okay, wait, hold on. Also, you don't read correctly? Sometimes. I take a quick peek. What?
Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
Stingray? Yes, but I'm sure what we'll find inside will be extraordinary.
You're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Meanwhile, inside the Opera Epicles.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia.
fine water-looking stingray to get its power to do that puzzle. Okay.
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right?
Oh, is that the only reason he did this? Because he wants to fight Clorinde?
I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Just like Yoshi says, yep.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House.
Ooh.
Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Okay, this man is supporting Fatui Harbingers. He's supporting...
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness.
Is that Hassan Fontaine?
But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
No, not the friends to enemies. Then after that, it just goes wrong.
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
After some time, a shocked and confused Marcel is brought to the stands.
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Oh, I gotta
During
continue.
the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarande in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
She was still champion back then? I mean, it's 3 years ago. But still, that's a decent amount of time. 3 years may be a long time, but she was still champion during those moments. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, leave it alone. What did I say? Leave it alone. Gotta stop eating glue. Hey, I'm serious, stop eating the glue.
These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea. The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out another assassin.
Really? Wait, what? What?
This assassin
Okay.
first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead. A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
Oh, that's not good on him.
No need to appeal to pathos.
Yes.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter?
This motherfucker is guilt-tripping her.
But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson.
He is fucking pandering to the feelings. Is he a left?
Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. While that same agency has long been taken from them, the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Ooh, a little while earlier, at the entrance of the synth production base. Alright, back to the fighting. Yeah, I forgot the connection with Vacher. Oh, we're in it to win it, I guess. What is that?
Wheel of life. Click. Nice and spicy. Whoa! The floor is going up. Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect in here, so going in blind. A first visit to Fontaine, and we're doing something here.
Thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. Huh?
Okay, what does that do? Oh, okay, I see. Give me your power. Okay, oh, here we go.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But
Is
this
this gonna-
still a ways away from where we need to go.
Is this gonna be like the water temple? It's like a mini version of the water temple in Legend of Zelda. This is their version of a water temple. I mean, it's kind of appreciated. I like it. Is it necessary? Probably not very much so, but it's I can appreciate an effort into putting something like this in.
Right here, right now. Emerge.
Go!
Right here, right now.
Go!
Emerge. Right here. Emerge.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Go!
Okay, does hitting these balls of water cause a burst situation? I need to see. I need to test that out later. Like it's a hydro burst bubble. That's what I'm thinking it is.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Okay.
Go!
Okay, that's glass. I thought that was water. I keep thinking I'm gonna walk into like a wall of water.
Right here. Right now. Right here. Rise.
This man has a Gatling gun.
Orders given. Orders received. Right now. Emerge. Right here.
You're toast.
Ow. Actually, before we continue, we have our daily commission to collect. It's 1:30, so we still have time.
problem. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
He's being charged by Navi as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia! What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things! Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box!
There's a name too.
Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
They probably belong to the victims.
You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible! Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There are so many.
Mixing in progress, ready to drink, stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Well, that definitely proves that this is where they produce synth.
Yep, it's super obvious. What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Calm down, Paimon.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How could someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
The goal of the
That's
researcher.
why he did all of these experiments. But did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
There's another name here.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
He's the researcher.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
The voice I heard from the fountain was probably Vinere.
So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more to this than meets the eye.
Paimon will write it all down.
So there is a reason for him doing this, okay. Hold on, is something on this side? Nope.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
It's probably related to his and Jacques' case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Is there anything else?
determines the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
They planned this well in advance.
They're all just so evil. Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water.
This must be the water from the primordial sea.
That means this is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Okay, how does this tie to Marcel, though?
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But
Who really is the Vache?
we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
But maybe not clever enough. Let's look again.
Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
I was gonna jump into the pool. Alright, first. Okay, I can't climb out of here.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Just wow for what you just sent me? Okay. Let's take a look.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it's like... I mean, it's impressive. I'll say that much. Very good eye candy. After some time.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Paimon, I found it.
Oh, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Poche's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Let's see.
Enigmatic recollection. Chapter 2 is just going to feel empty. Yeah, I still haven't heard anything about the Pearl yet, so I don't know what to think about that. But as far as the 3D event went, it seems like yeah, everybody who graduated is not going to be involved. I still need to see the trailer, but we'll see. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the trailer. It got released not too long ago. And they have a song. They even have the song put out. I haven't watched it yet. Monster. I haven't seen it yet. But now I gotta put my tickets all into my new Oshis. Gigi and Bibu.
Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Take a look at this page. That's not English.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Venier's grown son?
I figured it out.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
So he's the son. After obtaining the final piece of key evidence, you race back to the Opera Epicles. I just realized he lost half of Yoshi's. Yeah. You just realized just now?
And whose image do you see, Marcel?
That's why I should be sad right now, but I can't be sad right now. Because I realize why I'm not sad right now. Honestly, I should be sad right now. And each time I try to feel sad about it, you know what made me stop being sad yesterday? It was a 2-minute video of a 1-hour video. And it's the entire reason why I couldn't be sad while the whole graduation the whole graduation rally was going on. It's because every time I wanted to be sad, I kept laughing at something. I kept being happy about it and kept like it was just it was too entertaining, too funny, and too like it's like I couldn't stop being happy about it. It took me 2 minutes out of an hour video to actually feel better about everything that happened yesterday. And it was a clipper who I follow kind of very regularly. It was D-Lo. It was like the best moments of Gura 2025, or it was like the best moments basically in her whole streaming career. And it took 2 minutes for me to get over being sad. And that's all it took. Today I just watched the rest of that 58 minutes. And I still couldn't stop being happy and laughing about all the stuff that's happened. So, yeah. It sucks, but at the same time, it's like I realized there were so many good moments that I still enjoy today, even though it's like over 5 years ago. And they're just as funny as they were the moment I experienced them. I still laugh at them. They still make me happy. And that's great. Anyway, let's continue.
Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that. Navia! We're back! As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
You say you've never heard of Vache.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
The berries video got me to make Mume my Yoshi. You know what made me made Mume my Yoshi? It was the random moments of like the weird interactions that she had with like all the members of council, and then EN in general. Like the random moments where like there'd be this weird awkward silence while she's saying something, and they look at each other and they just like start. So there's just like there's these weird moments where she's just like being Mume, and everybody's like and it got better with her face too. The scary face. Yeah, that's when I think it really like took off, kind of.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair. We already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Oh boy.
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
But he's from Snezhnaya, so he couldn't do it even if he wanted to.
But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back?
I mean, honestly, that is a real situation. This man has been driven to the brink. So he found the only solution that he could figure out was to do the opposite by utilizing the method that everybody else used to cleanse themselves, by turning people into water.
I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier. A promise. We made a promise. Vignier. Vignier. Please, Vignier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Has he recovered yet? I mean, he looks like he's recovered, but he seems like he's still...
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Nouveled proceeds to review and compile all evidence and research.
Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson.
This still reminds me of FMA. Yeah, they have a lot of previous EN members still in Chapter 2.
During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth.
Oh, okay.
However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Who knows if that's all the truth yet?
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Dungeon, 20-year dungeon, no trial. No parole. Death sentence, turn into water.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards, take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
Justice has been served.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
I wouldn't count the disappearance case over quite yet.
We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Navia.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Wait, what?
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Okay, how is this gonna go about?
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Wait, is he gonna grant him the duel?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
He's gonna take any verdict that they say, and he's gonna want the duel anyway.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges.
Suppose. Okay.
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
Wait, what? Wait, why is he still guilty?
What? Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Child has been declared guilty by the
The
Oratrice.
judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
Wait, why is he guilty?
So this is how
And of course
justice
he's
is
gonna-
done in Fontaine. What a joke.
Of course he's gonna resist.
You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
He might just be doing this to get to Clorinde. He wants that fight so badly. He's releasing again.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
I mean, he's still very weak in this moment. Oh, he struck him back as well. He probably saw that at the last minute.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
So even he thinks this is weird.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Then we have no choice but to ask the Archon herself.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it!
I was laughing at the Oratrice mechanique that at least cut it out. I tried not to laugh at it. I was like, gotta show myself up.
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
Uh-oh.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
All right, who is this?
So long, but we're making up for it today. We're gonna check out how
I have not seen this one. Wait, when was it released? Of course, it's 4 hours ago. Why are you looking at the most recent ones? It's cheating. If you're looking for them and then sending them to them, that's fucking cheating. I go through my YouTube recommended. I don't look for the reactions. The reactions come to me. You're polluting the pool.
And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment!
It's gotta be natural. YouTube recommended. If it gets sent to me YouTube recommended, I watch it. That's how I found Kaiora. That's actually one YouTuber that the one reactionary channel that I actually really want to watch more of. I watched them watch Sister Leveling, and it was so funny. There have been a couple others that I actually gone back and watched different reactions and stuff like that, like different videos. But if I want that one, it was my recommended. Is this one? Oh, Shu-chan? I just watched that one earlier today. Shu-chan VT. I watched that one earlier today. I mean, it's okay. It's not... It's kind of okay.
If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable!
I think it might be involved with the Fatui Harbingers. Because it is the Harbingers that are trying to collect the genosis of all areas of I was gonna say Fontaine. I was about to say Tamriel as well. Of Tevat. They're collecting the genosis of Tevat's leading rulers of leading gods of these regions. So I think they're trying, like, if the Oratrice is still connected to the Archon in some way, they know that the Fatui Harbingers are going for the Genosis and are trying to keep them from escaping the system?
All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict.
But the fact that Farina is surprised that this happened means she's BSing on the spot. So why? If she's considered the Archon.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So, considering the fact that Farina's kind of playing this up in some way, shape, and form, why has Clorinde not helped her in some way or provide a statement in order to verify that there must be something more, or that there's something that is happening behind the scenes?
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
Okay.
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
You'll find out by doing the main story. Well, that's what I'm doing.
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Way to pull the rug out from under
However,
her.
please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
Okay, Nouveled, despite being very black and white and by the book, still understands that this verdict is wrong in any shape and form.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now.
Yeah, it is actually, I still find it very hard that I don't dislike Child. It's like, he is a bother, but he's not somebody that I hate. Like, I see him as like, oh, hey, look, it's Child. It's like you meet him on the, like, he might be doing the most devious stuff that he could probably be doing at the moment, but you're like, oh, look, he's training for Fatui soldiers. But he's trying to make toys for kids. It's like, it's like trying to make it like he's making toys for kids. Like the whole little brother situation that we had in fucking Lin Wei. That whole situation was so funny because it's like I can't hate him for it, And I can't dislike him as a character because it's like you understand a lot of his motivations behind what he's doing. Because he tells you outright that, oh, I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to make this, or I'm trying to do this. And I believe him because it's obviously what he wants. Like he's a wholesome villain, yeah. He explains his motivations and what he wants, and he'll do anything to make sure he can try and get it. Like even during this whole trial situation, I believed he just wanted that fight with Clorinde, and he wanted to get it in any way, shape, or form. He wanted the guilty verdict or any verdict whatsoever in order to get that fight with Clorinde. And the whole reason he acted out on the court floor was to get that fight with Clorinde. But he got stopped ahead of time by Nouvellette. He wants that fight. And I believe it. He doesn't care how he gets it, he just wants it. So I believe his motivations, but it's honestly dependent on what he wants. If he wanted to fight somebody for like a cream puff, I'd believe it. Nouvelle is OP as fuck. I believe it. I mean, he was about to enter the Foul Legacy, so he fucking stopped him with a bop on the head, even though he took a lick on his cheek. That shows how much he can still resist against it. If he can figure it out, I think he could probably maybe beat Nouvellette, but we'll see.
After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right? Oh, Monsieur Neuvillette! That power you showed when you took him down. Who are you really?
I haven't seen the super situation with Android 17.
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce it, then it makes a mockery of justice.
Yet the leeway of the Golden House couldn't even put up a defense against them. They got destroyed in leeway. But I think Ningguang can actually take on a child if she wanted to.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
What does Marcel want? Super Tournament of Power Arc? I did hear something about that Android 17 was one of the people that was like one of the top dogs of the Power Arc.
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
But I haven't watched Super since I haven't watched Super since Hit was introduced.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched Super since Hit was introduced. I mean, I haven't watched anime in so long. I haven't watched cartoons in so long. I haven't watched a lot of movies in so long. Simply because I've been like streaming so much. The only things I pay attention to in the past few months is YouTube, streaming, and YouTube Shorts. So when I take my days off, I'm just watching YouTube. Maybe I'm watching like a Nux video. Maybe I'm watching a breakdown on Hassan being a motherfucker. Maybe I'm watching a review on some random game, or I'm just scrolling through my shorts again. That's usually what I watch these days. I'm like tongue-tied to a fucking YouTube. That's why, like, every video, like every little short that you sent me from YouTube, I've already seen. That's why I knew about More Than Pals. That's my short scrolling. And I watched it on the day it was released. April 1st. I also thought it was a joke. And then the day after, I saw that it was actually being released on Steam because I had to check. I went to check, and yeah, it was real. It is funny that you found out on the 18th, and I was like, oh my god, you're just finding out about this?
Go on.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never...
Do you want a little spoiler for the Android 17 and the YouTube short? No, I'm good. Well, actually... That would motivate me to watch the Super Arc series after the tournament between Beerus and his brother. It's funny. I don't know if I want it, because it could like motivate me to watch the rest of the Super series that I haven't seen yet when it comes to Dragon Ball Z. But at the same time, I don't have the time anymore. I stream too often. God damn it, you send it to me anyway. Motherfucker.
Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
You see, the thing is, after this last Trash Taste episode that I watched earlier today, I want to watch the movies that Chris Broad recommended in his 3x3 that he submitted today, because they honestly kind of fall in line with a lot of movies that I really want to watch. Because I heard that, because I watched it today and I heard about Heat, about Al Pacino and Robert De Niro doing like a detective, like a gangster story together, and that sounds very entertaining. I've never seen Heat, and it seems like a really good movie to watch. I hear that Al Pacino has a very good, like, well, I've seen like what is that movie? Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves in that I forget what the movie's called. And I see his acting. I think he is a pretty good actor. But seeing Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in a movie together, that seems like a very good, entertaining movie. And after watching the Trash Taste episode today, makes me want to watch a lot, like an entire list of the 3x3 that Chris submitted. Chris Broad 3x3 filmography. I kind of want to watch it. Anyway, let's continue. We're talking about Genshin.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Okay, I'll watch it a little bit afterwards.
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
You said humans. Wait, is Nouvelet the actual Archon?
Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
So wait. If he's the actual Archon, why we see a little bit surprised that that child would be a guilty verdict. It was like a little bit of a shock. We gotta continue. We gotta continue.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sorry, I don't want to speculate too early. I feel like I'm over speculating too early. For as far as we know, the Fatui in their eyes of the Fontaine Court have been kind of positive without all the secrets being revealed. I mean, think about the whole Linny situation. As far as I know, the riches of the people in Fontaine haven't been revealed in the crimes that they've committed against Lynette. So maybe there's something there that could tie them, that could make it easier for them to get, like, prosecuted, but also not let off easy. Who knows? But we gotta continue.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Back then, I drank water from the primordial sea.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache.
Yoshinoid.
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vignier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Wait, what's gonna happen?
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left.
He was very young when he lost her.
All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this?
Ah, it's so sad. He's been going through this for 20 years. It must have took a long time to drive him to this point then. I think the 10 years before that were probably years that he's been trying to, like, find a way to make... Oh, God. How many years before he actually started the whole synth business? That's the difference between, like... how he started and how, like, this timeline kind of works together. Because from the trial of Callus and them, it's been 3 years. But that means they've been separated for 20 years since they discovered the primordial water. And he only discovered the effects of primordial water by accident. So this had to be like a 10-year endeavor, or like a 5-year endeavor turned into 10 years. So he had to go through like 10 years of like spouting nonsense to the guards and the justice system and stuff like that. Should I make sense of this? So he's been going at this for a very long time. Fontaine's storyline is one of the best Genshin main storylines. You understand his motivation now. Like, he's been driven to the brink for so much longer than you thought he was. It seemed like it was suddenly, but no, it's been going on for a lot longer than you thought it was.
Vignere, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day.
Wait, what?
If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself.
Wait, what?
If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
Wait, what?
Wait, you are not Vignere. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignere. I am the sacrifices.
The droplets have turned into a river.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea.
The drops of rain have turned into a river.
Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea.
No wonder it's called an oceanoid.
I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignere.
Why? But then, where is Vignere?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you.
This is the punishment of his actions.
This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignere's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignere's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
From the moment it happened. It looks like I didn't meet Vignere back then either. They must have wanted me to lure Marcel here from the very beginning.
No! Vignere! She can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
You're asking the wrong crowd, buddy.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignere. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Wait, are they gonna... What are they gonna do to him?
Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Oh, they're gonna hold him in the water. Later, the guards find that the culprit of the several disappearances of a young woman case, Marcel. I didn't get to see the rest of it. Several days later. So I'm pretty sure they just held him in the water and drowned him. Some supernatural shit. A little bit, yeah. They lured him to the strongest point that they could hold them in and kept them there.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
So what they did is like, even though we drank from the fountain and like got involved with the fountain, they kept us alive in some way by preventing us from drowning. But what they did to Marcel is they purposely lured him there and they kept him from breathing. Simply because our connection with the hydron element, they kept us alive. Well, they kind of kept us alive just to kind of keep that connection from going anywhere bad. But even though he got connected through the waters of the primordial sea, they can basically just drown him if they decided to just let the water do its business. That is fucking cool as fuck for the victims to be able to do. That's justice. In a supernatural way. Anyway, I'm gonna take a piss. I'll be right back. That is some wild stuff right there. I appreciate it. Oh, hold on. That's a really, really good, well-written kind of revenge story in a very specific way. Shopping is stressful in its own way.
Ah, well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Wait, what did Nouvellette say after that whole situation happened?
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
Oh, it's raining.
A pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, Silver in a good mood. Okay.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
What do you think she would have spent her time on? She's not flat out broke, but she does live frivolously. So what do you think she spent her time doing? I'm just speculating. With all this like whole situation solved with her father, what do you think she would have done? Make like an entire town packed of macarons? I think that's definitely what she would have done. Just make an entire town of macarons. Just kept baking and baking and baking the macarons and didn't know what to do with them, so she just gave them away. Magoo. Magoo the cat. Magoo the cat. You're in the way. You cannot see the screen. Come here. Petting cat now. Cat time. It's cat time. Cat. There's Magoo the cat. Magoo. Magoo goo. Magoo the cat. Keep opening the mic. Magoo. Oh my god, what do you mean? There's a cat in my hands. He wants all the attention. Just understand that he never purrs or meows. Very often. He's a very silent cat. Unless he wants his snacks. The only time I actually hear noise from him. Other than that, when he's getting like a pet session, he never purrs. But I know when he does. He's very good at hiding it. One thing he's not good at is hiding when he wants attention. Ah. Fuzzy boy. Now the fuzzy boy's over there. He's on the top of the AT-AT. Magoo likes attention the normal way. When he wants attention. Ah, Magoo. Come here. Come back here. We get more hugs. Kid. Magoo the kid. Yup. I'm pretty sure both my cats know when they're being recorded on the microphone. Because I tell them to meow, and they just said no. So happy that they have these means still. Which ones? Even back in the day, when Oblivion first released, you know how many fire-resistant memes there were? Oh god.
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Seine.
The fire atriarchs. No, they've been wifed once again. The thing is, it's like, you see fire atriarchs in like weird positions, and you're like, oh yeah. It's like, what the fuck, man? I love memes when they come in and you see a fire atriarch just falling dead over the ground, and then you just see somebody take a fire resistant potion, and the short ends there, and you're like, oh no, my man didn't do that.
Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Things turned out as well as they could have.
By the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah, this seems
I
fair.
believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose.
Honestly, that's a pretty solid name. That's a pretty solid, like, journal title. Like, if you were making a book, The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. That sounds like some romanticized journalist headline that sounds like a... like you're exposing the crimes of this idolized person. Holy shit.
To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Oh, okay. We just get media glaze. Fair.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, that would have been a little bit... What did she say?
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vacher's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, she took it with the positive stride. Okay.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended.
I mean, once she does, that's basically... It's like an admittance of hope.
And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Can I come too?
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
I'm still thinking Nouvelette might be the Hydro Archon now. That suspicion came into my mind, and I think I might lock it in. It might be something I'm locking in. It's not guaranteed, but I think it might be true.
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be.
Is it Nouvelette?
Isn't that Nouvelette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
He's Oratrice Mechaniste. He. This throws my theory into full gear now. Anyway, we gotta continue. We're just entirely on speculation. The last time I was right, Tepe died. The last time I was right, Dunyazad was alive. Okay, there's something gonna happen here. I'm gonna hate it. I'm also gonna be very emotional about it. Something's gonna happen.
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
You know the thing that gives me the reason why Nouvelette might be the actual Archon? Are the little blue flappy thingies that he has in the back of his head. Because when it comes to the Adepti of Leeway, they also had the blue flappy thingies on the back of their heads. They may not have been blue, but they were definitely related to Leeway. They had flappy thingies. So it makes me believe that he might be Adeptus, taken on in a human form. Because unlike his hair, they move independently. But that's just a theory.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nouvelette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway?
His ties to the Oratrice, the Annalise, Cardinal. I forgot the Mechananese.
There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives.
That is a fair statement when it comes to nature.
Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel.
He believed he wanted to fight for his life.
I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice.
That is a huge step that Nouvellette would have had to take to admit. Richard.
A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
Oh, that's gotta mean a big, or even a little amount of effort to her.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Nouvellette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Following Navia and Nouvellette, you also pay your respects to somebody.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
I'm pretty sure the word I was looking for was callous. Well, you're not usually supposed to fly around someone's grave.
Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Wow, she took it seriously.
Anyway, Nouvellette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Mr. Nouvellette, what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. I see. There's something that I can help you with?
It's pretty hard to run into you like this, since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
He is definitely the Archon. With as much knowledge as he has, he's definitely the Archon.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Are you locking in? Well, the fact that he said this last sentence... I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna lock in.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead?
It's gotta be the corruption to the Genosises.
To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land.
World and its laws. Wait. Is this guy like me? Like a traveler from another world who happened to end up here and just happened to be curious about this world's law?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Because it seems like he's like a foreign power that happened to end up here. He might be tied to... what is it called? It's the K word. Conria. He might be tied to the Conria situation. That is my idea.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly.
He might be from Conria.
Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose.
All right. With the knowledge that we have now about the people of Conria, and judging by his suit situation, I think Nouvelette might be part of the Fatui Harbingers that might be rebelling, or might be just collecting information from people like the Doctor. But I don't know. He might be a Fatui Harbinger, and that's something I don't want to happen, but it could happen, and it might be happening, but I don't know. Just by judging by like the designs that are on that he's wearing, he could be like an adjudicator of the Harbingers. And I hope that's not right.
If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Because he looks like a Harbinger now. Now that I decided to pay attention to his character design, he looks like a Harbinger, and I don't like it.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion.
You'll find out about.
However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
The thing is, I believe that he works on the side of justice. But he wears the Fatui Harbinger robe that I think he might be. But at the same time, it might be Fontaine style. And at the same time, it's like there are multiple factors that are like making me trip over myself. I want to believe that he is a member of the Fontaine Nation and that he's trying to figure out what's going on. That he is the Chief Justice trying to find and prove people innocent. But he talks about things in a certain way that makes sure that he's a lot older than he lets on. So it makes me think that he's the Water Archon next in line. But he talks so much appraisal about Farina. And so far as we know, we believe that Farina is the Archon. But I believe he's the Archon and has been hiding it for years. You let me suffer? That's fine. I'm connecting the dots.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it.
Okay. We do know that belief of the people are calculated in the Oratrice mechanism d'analyse cardinal and are turned into a verdict. And that verdict ultimately decides the perpetrator's verdict. And it's entirely put on a belief system. So in this situation that happened now, why did it turn into a why did child turn into a guilty verdict rather than an innocent one once his innocence was proven?
Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness.
Wait, what? The Oratrice has self-awareness? Is this an AI? Is Skynet turning into the Oratrice?
Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Huh. So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate.
Is the Oratrice an AI? Are we dealing with Skynet becoming self-aware and making choices? The fuck? I didn't expect to meet Neurosama in my Genshin Impact gameplay. What the I am fighting against... I am Beetle, the creator. What the fuck?
In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information.
Your theories are so out there. Yeah.
Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama.
So he... Okay, so he... Even he admits he didn't know what was gonna happen. Wait. Is the actual Water Archon the Oratrice? Given like free reign, like think about it. If you think about this, is basically the new Water Archon that they were gonna submit got put into a jar, or in this case, turned into a yes or no machine and told is this right? Is this wrong? Is this right? Is this wrong? And this entire time, the whole Water Archon has been the Oratrice Mechanis, the Annalise Cardinal. They made a mechanical being in... how do you turn that thing into... okay, my ideas are going too far. Okay, let's continue. I gotta continue the main story.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
Okay, why are you telling me the location of this shit?
If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
Okay, why are you telling me this? Do I have to do missions?
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Or Clorind. He still wants to fight Clorind.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Yes. Why do you dress like the Fatui Harbingers? Anyway.
Your sibling. Another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese.
Well, this had to be during a trial with Conria, so maybe before his storyline. You're getting into the story again? I'm speculating into the story again. Which, once again, the story's dragging me in. I do appreciate when it started with Tepe. But when it came to Kazuha, get me involved in Inazuma, was honestly kind of heartwarming. And then we got to say Tepe again. But when it came to Sumeru, the entire situation in Sumeru honestly really locked me in. It got me really invested in the storyline with Genshin Impact. And now I'm being dragged in again in the situation with Fontaine, because I'm throwing out theories, I'm throwing out ideas, and throwing out any speculation on each part, in any part of information that's being thrown out right now, trying to make some point. God damn it. Why did they make it so interesting? Why did the storyline get so interesting? Leeway was like a test storyline with the character missions and the character story quests, but when they decided to involve the main story quest in the Lands of Sumeru, and kept the story, the character quest missions, still involved with all the characters. I think they've unlocked the real secret. The writers got smart, and then they got smarter. Anyway, let's continue.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
Wait, what? Wait, what? What?
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
See, this is the one thing. This makes me think that Neuvillette is the fucking.
You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula base in the Court of Fontaine and have a rest?
This is what makes me think that Neuvillette is the fucking water archon.
A place ready for us there, didn't she? Come on, let's go.
That's what it's driving me toward. I think that's what's gonna happen, but I don't know because I've been proven wrong a couple times, and I've been proven right a couple times, and I've been proven wrong again a couple times. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm gonna end stream here now because now I'm gonna rant around about my fucking ideas about what's gonna be going on. Because I'm gonna doubt myself, and then be like, okay, I'm right, and then I'm gonna doubt myself, and I'll be like, I'm gonna make an entire conspiracy theory about what's gonna happen. This is fucked up. They can't do this to me. Genshin Impact has got so much good writing. How dare they trick me into making me make conspiracy theories? They turned me into the conspiracy theory artist. How dare they? The answer will surprise you. Yes, that's the thing that's gonna surprise me the most. It's like I've created an entire web of facts and information that can like it's never like true facts or honest information. It's my entire speculation about what happens in the Genshin Impact world. And I'm just gonna be shocked by what actually happens. And it might be because they've gotten very good at debating people and writing a really good story in the same way. They got really good at debating. You thought this was the right person. You thought this guy was the bad guy. But no. And I honestly, when it came to Sumeru, that is when I got kind of paranoid about a low situation. Even though the hints are very hard to notice. That's the thing. It's like, I feel like Neuvillette is the bait. Farina was the obvious, how would you say, the obvious red herring. Neuvillette became the bait. But there's another layer. There's another layer happening here. I am expecting another layer that's going to happen. There's something going to happen here, and I don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, I'm gonna take off for today. It is 3 in the morning. I'm gonna think about this for the next like hour and a half, maybe like another hour. I'm gonna circle around and think about what's gonna happen next. Who's the traitor? The thing that doesn't help the most is Callus trial and the whole situation with Vache. We have very little ideas of how far the whole Hydro Archon elementalism works. And an Oceanoid displayed to the player that a drop of water can turn into a river. Okay, I need to take a piss. I'll be right back. Okay. So when's your next Genshin stream? I don't know. Tomorrow is definitely going to be Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy. That's my idea with what's going to happen next. But let's lock back into topic about the whole Oratrice Mécanisme d'Analyse Cardinal. So here's my theory. I don't know if it's going to be true or not. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm just laying out what I know from what has happened. You need answers? I definitely need answers. But here's my whole thought process on how this is going. Actually, my PlayStation's turned off, so we can just go into the no signal screen so we can see what's being said. So here's my thought process about what's going on right now. Neuvillette, not the Water Archon. Briner, double negative, not the Water Archon. The Oratrice Mécanisme d'Analyse Cardinal could be the Archon. Last theory is there is no Water Archon. That is my longest theory, is that something happened and there is no Water Archon. For now, Neuvillette is entirely innocent, and he has a lot of regret of killing Callus, the Unforgivable, and has placed a lot more extra guards into investigating everything that they can about it, and to ensure, well, not his innocence, but more that he felt his guilt of it, I guess you could say. The reason I don't think Farina is the Archon is because she's been surprised 3 times with the ruling of the Oratrice Mécanisme d'Analyse Cardinal. And that's what came from that. Marcel's drowning. When it comes to the primordial water of the sea, I feel like Even though he discovered the well, the fact that those sacrificed women became, for one drop at a time, to becoming an entire river is honestly something that fulfills a little bit of the prophecy in some way, shape, or form. Okay. What else should I say? What is it, kid? I mean, one of the things that is kind of in the background is how Nouvelet talks. I don't know if that's like a character trait or if that's like how he views people or how he talks to people or how he views himself, because he seems like a very old person. And that's one of the things that really drawn me to thinking he might be the actual Water Archon. Because in a lot of his sentences, he says humans and their connections and stuff like that. And it seems very weird that something like that would happen. The weirdest thing is, I just realized now, is the belief in the justice system. That the Auditrice Mechanisme d'Analyse Cardinal is driven by. So even hold on. Why would the Auditrice, in this situation where an innocent man was proven innocent and a guilty man was condemned, why would the Auditrice in this situation be proven guilty? Mr. Child Tartaglia be proven guilty in any shape or form? Now I'm kind of wondering what the fuck happened there. I need more story. I forgot when you find out about Nouvelet. It could be the next part of the story or the later part of the story. It could be. But yeah, I'm gonna end stream for now, because now I'm gonna have to like stew over my ideas of what's gonna happen. There could be something. There could be nothing. Who knows? We don't know yet. So maybe you never find out. Maybe I'll find out in like a character story mission or like some little mission that happens. Who knows? All of this is just speculation. All of this is just fake news. Anyway, I'm going to take out for today. I want to eat the burrito that is sitting in my microwave. So I will take off for today. I hope you had a good night. We're sitting at 68 reactions. I think I'm supposed to watch 69. I haven't seen this one yet. So I will be back. It's funny watching you suffer. Just circling around back and forth without, am I right? Am I wrong? No, wait, no. Also, that 17 short. I'll watch it. Maybe might get interested in Dragon Ball Super. Is it Dragon Ball Z Super or is it just Dragon Ball Super? I never did make the differencing titles. Anyway, I'm gonna take out for now. I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna eat the burrito, and bye-bye. That's all I have to say. All right, bye-bye.